Hey everyone, how are you doing? This is Lorraine from the Sacred Alchemist 1111. I hope that you're all not doing too bad and you are very rested and very well within yourselves on this Sunday, September 12th. This is going to be a video that's going to be basically with regards to the Akashic Records and how to prepare and how to access your records. Before I get stuck into it, I would just like to say a big thank you and a shout out to those who have subscribed to the channel. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and hanging in there. Also, thank you so much for your comments, your likes and your shares and your donations as well. I'm so thankful to you all. And I really hope that, we're able to really build a fantastic and very meaningful and strong community for as long as the internet's alive. Okay. So without further ado, we're going to get stuck into the Akashic Records. Now, I have been mentioning about, during my readings about the Akashic Records and accessing your records in order to find out further information about yourself or to heal any kind of past hurts from either this lifetime or previous lifetimes. I was getting a couple of people that were saying, well, how do you access the Akashic Records? Or they haven't actually heard about the Akashic Records before. So what I'll do is I'll just explain to you briefly, lightly, what it is, because I don't really want to make this video too long. But I would really like it if you guys would do your research on what the Akashic Records is and how it can be so beneficial to you. There are so many free books out there in PDF format that you can easily download and you can start reading up about it and getting some knowledge going on. And it's just a great way of you just learning and understanding about, the way how it kind of easy it is. The moment that you start on it, it gets so much easier, and you'd be well aware when it comes to being able to access and update your own personal files. So let's get started. So basically what it is, what the Akashic Records is, it's a place in the spiritual realm or the astral plane, even though there's no scientific evidence to prove that it actually exists. But it's a place of where it holds the thought forms, events, emotions, etc. of the past, the present, and future of every single life form, not just on this planet, but outside of it in the entire universe, okay? And is accessed through like a trance-like or meditated state of mind, okay? So it means that if you're resting, if you are meditating, etc. Sanskrit, sorry, I'll start again, sorry. Akasha is the Sanskrit word for ether, or sky or atmosphere. And the Sanskrit is a sacred language belonging to Hinduism, which is a standardized dialect of the old Indo-Aryan, which originates, as far back as 1700 to 1200 BCE. That's kind of like the sort of like the time of, as far as we've known it to be, as mankind has known it to be. Okay, so it's pretty old, and obviously it goes back even further as well. Okay, so we're not actually quite sure, but in the Vedic Sanskrit, that's as far back as it goes. All right, so this is just basically, before I go any further, this is just a general video on how to obtain your Akashic Records. So the experience may differ from person to person, okay? You're only meant to really look for your own records and not somebody else's unless they have given you permission. And if you don't have permission and you still go ahead and you sort of like try to attempt to access anybody else's files, because it is private, okay? There are consequences for those who ignore the warnings and unlawfully obtain the Akashic Records of another person without their knowledge. I will talk about that a little bit later on, but I want to just get through this video. So if it's your first time obtaining your records, it may or may not work the first time, or you may not know what to actually look for or what to expect. But don't worry, because with daily practice of meditation, and really sort of like aligning yourself, you'll eventually start to see the results. You must also keep an open mind as well, and in your heart space as well. Okay. So first up, this is literally about getting into alignment. Okay. So you want to make sure that your chakras are, unblocked as much as possible, that you keep yourself grounded as much as possible. So that means doing daily practices of meditation and praying intentions, and also not forgetting to do your shadow work, which is a must. Now, the Akashic Records can actually help you as well with your shadow work, which will help you to identify certain areas in your life, not just in this life, remember, in your past lives as well. Okay, so things that had occurred, you might want to go back as far back as, when you first started to, have your life times. There could have been certain things that are still occurring that hasn't been resolved. So if you know that you've done everything possible and you're still finding yourself in a very stuck kind of energy or what have you, it's just about finding out, well, what exactly is going on? What do I need to deal with? What do I need to change? And that's also part of your shadow work as well. But the Akashic Records will be able to help you in that sense. Be clear on your intentions, okay? Because time's of the essence, you need to be very clear on what you are asking for. You need to take the time beforehand to reflect on your questions. And if anything, you can always write up a draft first and then tweak whatever necessary that you will sort of like need to sort of like tweak, because once you actually write it out properly, then that is what is going to be used. So you want to take the time to really kind of reflect on yourself. Be honest with yourself as well. It's the best policy. Be honest about your reasons for wanting to request information. And again, as I mentioned before, you really need to work on your head and your heart space as well. That's really, really important, because normally they say like 15-20 minutes is the preferred time or the required time to actually be in that kind of in that energy, in that space. Okay, so you want to prepare your letter. So once you've actually been very clear about what it is that you want to do, what it is that you want to access, and you've been very honest about yourself and so forth, if you want to right any wrongs that you may have done in the past, you want to start preparing your letter. So you can write almost anything that you want to find out about in the Akashic realm. Remember, it's your own personal files that you're accessing and inquiring about. So what I've done, I've written up an example of what your letter might be about. Okay, now remember, this is just literally an example. You can write anything that you want to write and want to know about in your own time. Okay, but this is just an example. So you can write and then you put your full name and your date of birth. Wish to obtain information regarding my previous past life. I would like to understand the type of person I was, what my job role was, who my family were, my life experience or life lessons, etc. I'd also like to know my soul name for me to build a better relationship with my higher self. Lastly, I wish to heal, bless, and seal, and also encrypt my Akashic records from any unauthorized access in both human and spiritual form, unless I, and then you put your full name, gives permission. I wish to clear all past life karmic debts, transcending all space and time. The same applies to all generational curses I have encountered during each lifetime. May they be protected, sealed against malicious intentions and tendencies in both human and spiritual form. With blessings and an eternal gratitude of thanks, you write your full name, your date of birth, and then you use your signature. So your signature would be the same signature that you use to, you write in a letter or to sign a contract or a form. That's your actual signature. So you also want to cleanse your energy space. So at this stage, before you are about to start your session, you're going to need to do a few things first. So first, it's ideal and highly recommended, although you don't really have to, but you will find it more easier to actually cleanse your body by taking a shower or a bath. You can use crystals like Epsom salt, lavender oil, which will help to cleanse and relax. It's important to cleanse the body from all forms of toxins. At the same time as well, during your bath, you can actually get some water. If you get one of those crystal bottles, the ones that have like the rose quartz or the citrine or, whatever kind of crystal, that is ideal for you to drink with water, by the way, because not every crystal is ideal to use, okay? But I've got one that I use with my rose quartz. So it's like this, and it's in the water already, and it's in like the glass bottle. So you can use something like this to charge your water, okay? This is healing. This is about love. You can also use amethyst as well. So during the time of when it's charging, you can be there bathing. And during that time as well, you're trying to clear your thoughts. You're trying to wash away all of the stress, the anxieties, everything. Just cleanse, okay? And then when you finish, then you can then drink your water. You can activate it even further by speaking loving, kind words to yourself. This is definitely a good time to practice self-care about yourself. And then you can just drink the water because it's all about raising your vibrations. Keep away from toxic people and fear thought processes during this time. Okay, when you know that you're about to step into the session, you want to make sure that you are not allowing any forms of, sort of toxic energy vampires around you. So this means also turning off the TV, especially the news, because the news is literally a bunch of energy vampires. They just literally suck your vibrations, your energies out, and they just leave you full of fear and confusion. So you want to just make sure that you are in a calm and balanced mood and keep yourself in the present moment. So any forms of doubts and anxieties will affect the session if you don't do this. Okay, so it's really, really important. You can wear loose, comfortable clothing. And if you also have long hair, or even if you've got your hair in braids or what have you, avoid wearing your hair in a tight bun, because you don't want to have the focus of, oh, my hair's too tight, my scalp is tight, etc., etc. You just want to be able to just allow your hair to sort of, your scalp as well, to just hang low. And even if you give yourself like a scalp massage, just to really ease you into that session, okay? You want to halo, Santa, and sage your room and add incense and crystals or air purifiers to add a light, pleasant fragrance in your chosen room. So it could be your living room, it could be your office, it could be your bedroom where you want to do this session. Preferably, there should be nobody else in the room with you. And if you have any, pets, just make sure that they're fed, they're watered. Sorry, yeah, they've been given water, obviously. They've been gone to the toilet if they need to, and just so that they're not really disturbing you, all right? If you have any candles that you're burning, please make sure, to be honest, I will blow them out whilst I'm under in the session, and then you can relight them after, all right? You can also play binaural beats, or any form of soft instrumental music, which will be on a sort of low to medium kind of volume, not too loud, okay? You can use headphones during the session if desired. Sometimes it actually works out better if you do wear headphones. Again, the volume mustn't be too loud, but, sort of loud enough for you to hear. But this is about you breathing and being able helping you to breathe and relax as well. Also, just make sure as well that you have no devices in your room near you. Your phone's on silent, or better still switched off. And basically, it's just better to just make sure that you don't have any electrical devices around you. If you do, so that if you're in your office and you've got like, obviously you've got your devices around you, I would actually use obsidian or a shungite crystal, so that will help to fend off any negative energies, like radiation that's coming off from your devices, okay? So you're going to recite the opening prayer. Now you can Google this. There's different types of prayers out there that you can actually use, or you can actually write one of your own, and it can be of your choice. But ideally, it should be about you asking for requesting access to your Akashic Records, so you know, ask your spirit guides and so forth, or you know, Archangel Michael, your spirit guides, guardian angels, to protect you against any dark entities. Now, this really is very important because when you are under, there are a lot of dark entities around. As you know, guys, we are in spiritual warfare. So this is really important to just make sure that you are protecting yourself, not just in this physical realm, but also in the spiritual realm as well. It's very, very, very important. So you finish off your prayer with "This library is now open." You say this 3 times. So this library is now open. This library is now open. This library is now open. So then after that, you settle yourself in by either sitting up or preferably lying down in a sort of darkened room, okay? Now, during the session, now this, again, as I said, this is going to be different for anybody and everybody, okay? It's really about how much work you've done on yourself, okay, at this point. Some people have reported actually seeing these big, massive black doors that just open up very sort of, not sort of straight away, but very kind of slowly open up. And there's a lot of light that is coming from there, okay? Now, at this time, you will be obviously on the outside. And then this is where you will see the records keeper or records keepers. Now we know that it said that it's Archangel Metatron, who sort of like has guardianship over the Akashic records. Now there has been, I know definitely for myself, I have actually witnessed my book, the same book, the paper that I've actually written my intentions on. So it would be something like this. I've actually used this book to write my thing on what it is that I wanted to write. And I remember it sort of like being lifted up and then sort of like being turned over. It was just sort of like inspected. And the reason why it was turned over, because I did write, quite a few things, and it was actually sort of, I could see that it was sort of like this, and then it was sort of like turned over. So it was accepted, it was read, okay? And then I just saw the book sort of disappear into the library. I also, do remember seeing a lot of signs and symbols as well. So that could be something that you could actually see yourself. Again, guys, remember that this is, I've, been doing this for quite some time. So if this is your first time, or again, if you're anxious because you really want to see something, you're anxious so you can't wait or you're impatient, it may not work for you, okay? So you need to just make sure that you're in the present moment, you're confident, you're full of love and light for yourself, and, you're very humbled and grateful for whatever kind of message that you get back, okay? You may see numbers, you may see, so if you do see any kind of numbers, try to remember them and write them down. and then look them up in for your angel numbers as well, okay? Because there could be something very significant to you on that day, but you will know, okay? There's just this kind of inner knowing that you will need to actually do that, okay? You may actually catch a glimpse. Sorry, oh my God, I'll start again. You may actually even catch a glance of the record keepers. I know that I've borne witness to, you know, somebody. I've even seen an angelic form who was very, very tall, about at least between 8 to 10 feet tall, very broad shoulders. And I remember seeing the wings as well. Now, again, I'll just stress again, guys, it depends on the person who is watching, who's actually doing the session, okay? Everybody's experience may differ slightly. I'm just mentioning to you what I am mentioning, what I have seen for myself, okay? And obviously during the next few days, you know, you may come to sort of like have little flashbacks as well, or you know, you might get a deja vu kind of feeling, or again, you might be drawn to certain numbers or certain words, that keywords that might just pop out to you. It's always ideal to keep a pen and paper handy when this happens. So when you finish the session, you use the closing prayer, okay? Or again, one of your choice, where you thank the spirits, the spirit guides, the angels, archangels, for helping you to keep you safe and protected during your time in the library. You are thankful for receiving any kind of information between now and over a period of time. And basically you then end the prayer with the library is now closed, the library is now closed, the library is now closed. You said that 3 times, okay? So, you know, I'll just sort of say again, if you feel overwhelmed, nervous or anxious, okay, or, you know, you're not really happy about certain things, or especially if you're going through this journey and, you know, the twin flame journey, and you're upset about your DM, if this is for you, divine feminine, and you're more focused on that, you're not really going to be, you may not get the results that you're looking for because you're not staying focused enough, okay? So it really, really is important, guys, to make sure that you're aligning yourself, okay? If you are having any kind of issues with your divine masculine, please, 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 and I will stress this a lot, please, please, please do not try to access your divine masculine's Akashic Records. It goes against universal law if they have not given you permission. And that is very, very important, okay? So you need to just bear that in mind. You can always ask for their healing if they are a part of your life, because obviously they'll be a part of your life. There's a reason why the two of you are together, or there's a connection there in this particular moment in your life. So you can always ask for healing, protection, love and light towards them. And you can also emit it out to everybody else as well. It's always a great way to also ask for healing, protection, and guidance to everyone. When I say everyone, I mean everyone, every life form on this planet and everywhere else. Everyone. Okay. That's just my thing. That's what I do. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. If you, again, haven't been sort of like getting the results that you've wanted to receive from your Akashic Records session, it could mean as well that you have got the wrong kind of people around you who are lowering your vibration, your frequency. This is why, again, it's always important to protect your energies at all costs, especially if you are, you know, a real straight up empath, or a highly sensitive person, okay? Really, really important, guys. Yes, what I will say, you can access your records as and when you need to, okay? There's no right or wrong way of the time and of when to do it, but I would say probably every sort of like probably every month or so, every couple of months, it's up to you. Like, you just go with what you feel. If you feel inclined, or, you know, um, within your heart space, always go within your heart space. If you feel within your heart space to access your files, or if you feel that calling towards it, it could be your higher self that needs you to access certain information, then do so. Okay. Again, this is just making sure that you are protecting yourself. And especially, guys, when you're watching, I have to say it again as well, and I have to be honest, when you're watching tarot readings, you need to make sure that you're protecting yourself at all costs, because as always, you know, certain readers, and I also put on, like, you know, some readings that even I do could actually trigger you. So if you've watched a tarot reading and it has got you triggered, or somebody has triggered you, okay, it may not be a tarot reader, it might be somebody in your sort of life that has triggered you, and you're cheesed off about it, you know, and it's upset you a lot, try to avoid accessing your files on that particular day. Okay, give it time, you know, really sort of like rest yourself. Try to shift out from that reality, you know, that energy back into your high vibration, heal yourself, and then you can actually mention about whatever episode that happened there. You want it to be healed, forgiveness, and then move on. It's a very important thing to do. Well, that again, that's what I find personally. Okay, it's about just protecting yourself at all costs. There has been I don't know if you've been watching certain readings as well, but you know, as I said, we're in spiritual warfare, guys, and there are people now who are just going out of their way to make sure that they can tear you down in any way, shape, or form possible, to stop you, to block you from ascending, from obtaining success, from obtaining wealth, from obtaining the love of your life, from obtaining the union that you have with your divine masculine. Okay, the outside of your, not the inside of your masculine energies, but your, you know, your divine counterpart. They will go to lengths to even get a practitioner who does dark magic to unlawfully access your Akashic records to get any kind of information. Now, this is what I said before in the example, you know, letter that I done. I mentioned about encrypting and sealing and securing your Akashic records. Please do practice speaking that into existence as well. Try to make sure that you encrypt your energies so that nobody that is coming at you with a bad intention, may they find it easy to get to you. They will not be able to read you. They will just be blocked and rebuked. Okay, they will not be able to touch you in any way, shape, or form. And if any of them uses any kind of spell, any kind of intention, or if they try to get any kind of demon or whatever to try and access it, it goes back on them and whoever the person is that they have got to access your files without your permission. Okay, just remember, it's all about protecting yourself at the end of the day. So guys, this is where I'm going to leave this you know, this video. As I said, it's just kind of like my way you know, of how, you know, you can access your files. You don't have to do this in this way if you don't want to. As I said, guys, there is so much information out there. It will be pointless of me sort of like really sort of going on about it, because this, you know, again, get the information out there yourself. But when it comes to you, for what you need to do to prepare yourself, I thought it would be nice to kind of do that video in that sense for you, so that you kind of know what to expect. You're not afraid, you're not scared of if you see certain things, because 9 out of 10 times you will see certain things. Okay, let's be clear on that. You will. Do not be afraid. Okay, you have faith within yourself. You would have already called for Archangel Michael and your spirit guides to help to protect you during your journey towards from this realm into your Akashic library. Okay, so you know, that is something that you know, will give you a little bit of comfort. Okay, so guys, I hope that this has helped you in any kind of way with regards to accessing it. As I said, please do check out the net. There's so much information. There's free ebooks. Download them as much as you can. Get the information so that you can prepare yourself. Research it first before entering into something that may overwhelm you, or if you don't understand it. That's the best advice that I can give you. If you don't really understand something, do research before doing anything, because your soul is too important for you to be too like lapsy-daisy with and just careless. All right. So I hope this has helped. Thank you so much for watching this Sorry, I nearly said this reading, didn't I? Let me pull, actually. As soon as I said reading, I feel to pull a little card for you guys, because I've got the decks right in front of me and the priestess was kind of calling. So I'm just going to pull a quick little card for you guys. As always, I love pulling the decks. So we'll see what we've got. Yay, let's see. I'll pull a couple of cards for you. All right. Okay, this one. Okay, and we've got this one. We've got adjustment, looking back, moving forward. Okay, so this is adjustment. This is you getting into alignment with yourself. So there could be certain things that you need to be focusing on in the past in order to help you prepare yourself in the present moment so that you can prepare yourself for your future. And we have got earth magic, fearlessness, removing obstacles. Remember what I said to you with regards to having the confidence and the faith that you need. Remember to stay grounded at all times. Stay in nature, because that is where you can get your protection from as well. And removing all obstacles. So maybe for some of you guys, you want to access your Akashic Records to help to move certain obstacles or certain questions that have been really sort of like, yes, blocking you. Okay. Also, what I'm picking up on as well, guys, is that you do need to make sure that you are unblocking your chakras as well to help you move forward. And the card at the bottom of the deck is sacred action, decisive focus. This is what will happen to you. Definitely, you know, once you know exactly what's going on with your records, the answers that you receive, this will be able to give you the decisive action, sacred action that you need. Make sure that you are focused, you know, at all times as well. You want to be confident. Guys, please do check out this cheetah spirit animal plays as well. There's a reason I'm just mentioning that as well. This gives me a lot of wisdom and a confident high priestess. Thank you guys for watching. Please do take care of yourselves, and I will be back with another reading for you all. Take care of yourselves and peace out.